All right. So this is my explosivity kind of dynamite band pulls here. This is with a travel team here on Long Island, FLG, that I work with. And a couple of things are happening here, right? We're staying square and set. I name each save by a number. Okay, so I set a number situation. Stick side high is the easiest save to make, so that's 1. Off stick high is 2. Stick side hip is 3. Off hip is 4. 5 hole is 5. Stick side bounce is 6. Off stick bounce is 7. And then 8 is goalie's choice, right? So I'm numbering these saves 1 through 8. My goalies all kind of know this. I adapt different drills. And so this way I could just give them a number. I don't have to tell them where I'm shooting. I'll just say, hey, I'm going 1 here, right? And they'll kind of know. We also play kind of Simon Says with it. Now this drill, in this drill, we're using bands here in this dynamite explosivity drill. All right, they're strapped around the goalie's chest protector, and you have the coaches behind them, right? Their other goalie is behind them, telling them what number to go to. Okay.
Love it.
So it's a good drill to do, but here's the thing. I will show them the drill. I'll do 1 set with them, and then I'll let them go. And I got to be honest with you, while I'm filming this, because this is me filming this past winter, maybe December, I'm not thrilled with every rep, and there are definitely mistakes made, but I also want my goalies to make mistakes. Because then if I show them the film afterwards, I'll say, hey, how were your feet? Were you square enough? Were you dragging your feet? You know, was your coach prepared to give you your numbers? Because once you're the goalie, right, you guys are going to go 10 yards, and then you're going to turn around. Now you're the coach. So, you know, it's easier to always give a coach some grief. But then when you become a coach, you know, I found this in my career. It's like, oh, man, this is not as easy as it looks, right? It also sets my goalies up for showcases, okay? Because here's the thing. I've been called to try hard for a lot of my life, right, which is fine. You know, that's fine with me. I am. But when you go to a showcase and you want to play Division 1, 2, or 3 lacrosse, you know no one else there. And if you're a goalie, you better have some leadership skills. You better be able to talk to people. You better be able to be forceful when you need to, but also in an understanding and educational way. You need to be a teacher, right? So on these dynamite band pulls in this set, right, not every rep is clean. Not every rep is exactly how I want it. But I also want these guys, especially in their high school and getting ready for college, to be leading the way. Telling the coach, telling the goalie, hey, I need your foot to do this. I need this to happen, okay? Goalie resets after each one, and we're working on potential energy turning into explosive energy. So a big thing with me is being ready, big eyes, hands and hips up still, and our legs are rotating as we play, and then exploding to that ball. And I always, you know, in my head, picture dynamite, right? Dynamite's dangerous, but it's especially dangerous when it's moved around, you know, and it's very volatile, or it's lit, right? Like a firecracker. Firecrackers are dangerous, but they're really dangerous when they're lit. So as a goalie, you're always ready to kind of explode. But you have to wait till that shot comes before that explosion, right? You want to create that dynamite explosivity in this drill.
Catch. Now, I'm going to turn the volume up on this a little bit more, so hopefully you guys can hear this. So this is called pipe, middle pipe. So as sometimes you all will see with attackmen, they work on the drill where you'll have your hands up in the middle of the crease with a number. So you make sure your attackmen are seeing the middle of the field and they're calling a number, whether it's 1 through 5 or however you want to do it. So what this is doing is I have these 2 other goalies set over here about 10 yards above Gill on these hash marks. All right. And we have another goalie inside. I'm going to direct which side Nick is going to go to, our goalie here. And then he's going to yell out whatever number that these 2 individuals are holding up. All right, just like he would. So it's going to be 1 through 5. So he's going to go over, he'll yell a number. After he's not made it over, he'll come back and reset and look at me. And then again, I'll direct him to another side so that he's getting over. So what this does is he's working from going from the middle to the pipe. And what it does is by seeing and calling the number, that means he's seeing where the ball is. That's assuming that the ball is at that spot. He's got there, he's ready to go, he's ready to attack the shot. Let's see if I don't know if you guys can hear this at all. But he's calling out the number every time, just like you would check. If you get that check call.
I don't think we got any volume.
It's okay. If anybody has questions, would love a copy of any of these drills, I'm more than welcome to send it to you guys so I can take care of that. But I was hoping we can hear it a little bit because Nick is a very loud goalie. So like I said, we'll do about 10 reps, and I try to keep it random. I don't go just from left to right so it becomes monotonous. I like to try to keep them honest, okay? So the next step of this is the same thing, except I'm not in the middle. The goalies are in charge of this, all right? So what's going to happen is Nick's going to start over here looking at this goalie. As you can see, he's set. He's ready to go. Sees it. David's going to be starting with the number in his hand. What he's going to do is he's actually going to flag. You'll see his hand shoot over. He's going to go complete from pipe to pipe, 10-yard to 10-yard, as if it was a complete cross-field pass. So he goes from pipe to pipe, and he's going to yell out the number of the guy's hand on this side of the field. After he's called the number, the next guy is going to do the same thing. He'll make a hand gesture, so he goes pipe to pipe. We'll get 10 reps of this so that each guy gets that. So you can see when he sometimes, this allows us to evaluate, watch his feet. All right, sometimes he takes a little bit of a false step, and then sometimes he's able to take one quick little step over and gets there. So you took a little false step, nice easy step, kind of a false step. Yeah, see, we work on getting from pipe to pipe as smooth as we can, getting our stick up, ready for anything that's available. We're in an athletic stance, all right? So what we like to work on is our head, we're seeing the ball, hands, getting our stick to the side of the field, and then feet, make sure we're stepping and getting our positioning and goals so that we're ready to make any type of save we need to. All right, so we work on our head, our hands, and our feet. All right, this is the same drill I was just talking about, but I wanted to make sure we could see it from the wing, and this is how we like our goalies to work on. What I like to have our goalies do is if we're about a 10 yards or above off a GLE, especially on the hash marks over here, when the guy's coming down the field or a step down shot, I like to have our guy as much in the middle of the field as possible so that there's just as much area to shoot over here as there is on this side of the field. So that's what we work on. So sometimes when this drill, it'll help show guys that they get too far on this pipe. As a shooter myself, I'm told to shoot at net. So if I see a ton of net on this backside, I'm going there. And what I talked about is being able to make, steal the ones make the saves you should. It's these near side pipes. Your stick makes it easy. You can almost not have to step. You should be able to make all these saves. You know that he wants to shoot back here, so you should be able to be ready for these shots. Okay. So you'll see as he goes from side to side. We're going to focus just on this side. You'll see how he goes from side to side and works from pipe to pipe. And you'll see sometimes where he's in great positioning and sometimes out of positioning. But watch his footwork if he's able to get false steps or he's able to step and get one right into it. As you can see, he's going from side to side, good athletic stance. All right, trying to be his repetition, get to our guys to the right spot all the time. What I like to have our guys do, and Nick has a wide base, this type of goalie is, but sometimes I like, especially above 10 yards above GLE, I really work on our guys to make sure they're not stepping on that pipe. Stay a little bit farther out here because then you can cover this side, allowing you to cover up more goal and be able to make the easier side on your stick hand side like this. If he was on the opposite stick pipe, it's understandable if he wants to be a little bit closer to the pipe, just like he is on this side. But we like to try to work for our guys to be a little bit more far off this pipe.
Love this one. This is an added layer to that with a little tweak. This is probably my favorite drill to play in. This is Jack Hanna, obviously an absolute stud at Denver, in Cincinnati for this one. So triple threat shooting. He's going to start with the ball here. He's going to shoot a step down. From there, there's one of the goalie in the pods is right over here. The other one is on the other side of the pipe. As soon as Jack shoots it, he sprints and accelerates to whichever guy he wants for his second shot. And then the last guy gets it for his third shot. So I'll just let this play.
No.
So his one shot gets it. Now it's up to him to find the next one. And then the third one on top.
There it is. There it is.
All right. So again.
No.
First shot, whatever happens, he just drops it. Then goalie, whoever's in net, has to look up at Jack to see where he's cutting, respect his direction of his cutting, and get to that pipe. So this, in my mind, I get an outside shot from Marcus Holman, and then all of a sudden, Tom Schreiber's cutting down. When I see Tom Schreiber, if his head's staring at Will Manny behind whatever it is, I got to get right to that pipe and react. So this is just getting the goalie aware where the next shot's coming from. 1, 2, 3, and then loop through.
Good save.
Yeah, I love that. And kind of like reading the play.
Exactly. It's all about just identifying. This was kind of one of the first reps at it, so it doesn't capture it great. But that's the idea. The girls over here do the same thing. This girl's was a stud here going to Cincinnati. First shot comes, and then she identifies where the shooter is looking for the second shot, and then obviously the third shot. So first shot comes, he sees it. Next one. Next one.
There it is. There it is.
So 3 shots real quick, rotate within.
All right, and this is a drill that you can do with a ball, without a ball. This is kind of adding that stick work drill. I'll be honest with you, I took this from growing up. I was a big Madden on PS2 fan, and this is like the training camp QB precision passing drill where you had this, or pocket presence, where you had to drop back and avoid the Nerf gun football shot at you to make a pass. So I toss the ball to Jake just so kind of makes a save to be realistic. But again, you don't need a ball here, right? So he drops back, makes a save, left, right, moves his feet, and be able to make a good solid pass. So I think if you have a ball and you can throw it to a partner, great. If not, just keeping the fundamentals of keeping our hips turned and being that proper quarterback stance. I always talk about becoming, Peyton Manning with your hands up by your ear, with your stick up by your ear, making that pass whenever you're surveying the field so you can make that pass, rather than Tim Tebow who hangs it by his waist, because once you go to pull it up to throw and wind it up, that riding attackman or that riding midi is going to know where you're throwing it to. So always walk up the field or scan the field kind of with our hands by our ear, with our butt end facing our target. So when we see someone, we can throw it right away. So here's the version of it again, just making a save, back, left, right, step, throw. And then the next one we can talk about will be the scramble or the bootleg, right? So you make a save, 4-second clock, or you're outside the crease, and you got to make the pass on the run. So just keep your feet moving, keep your stick up, kind of scramble away from pressure, from traffic, to make that pass. So these are drills that you can throw into a cage. You can have a ball, you can have a bunch of balls, you can throw it into a tire or into a trash can. All these types of things you can kind of do on your own while you have that free time, or throw it to a buddy who's standing still, all right, or breaking up field. So these are drills that you can kind of do on your own. You don't need a cage. You can kind of be on the side of the field. You can be in the end zone, wherever you kind of get pushed away from practice at the time being.
All right, so again, we're in this little space here. Okay, you'll be able to kind of see in a second. We are very lucky and fortunate to have something like a Vertimax, which is this piece of equipment right here. Okay. We've got 2 of them. All right, they are meant for resistance training. Not everybody's going to have access to a Vertimax. Totally fine. It was made for vertical jumps, explosive movements. I feel like I'm the only one who uses it in this place, and I freaking love it. My goalies love it. It's just a way to get better without actually being out on the field. So resistance training. So what you're going to see right now, this is Lydia, is my freshman goalie. She's attached to our Vertimax. So she's right now being resisted. So the first thing I want to say is when we're doing resistance training, we also have to do assisted training. So when we're strapped up to something and it's preventing us, okay, or holding us back, okay, we want to train that muscle, but we also want to train it in reverse. So that resistance is actually pulling you forward. So it's resistance training and assisted training, okay? So everything that we do that's resisted, we want to do it assisted, and then we want to do it neutrally. So this drill that we're doing here, and this is a little bit more advanced because she's holding a penny stick, and I think this might be with ping pong balls or tennis balls. I'll let you know in a second. So Lid's holding a penny stick, so a weighted stick. She's resisted, okay? And all she's focusing on right now is her steps, is her explosive movement. I don't care if she actually makes the save with her hands. It's a win if she does. Obviously, it makes you feel way better, okay? But that's not the goal, okay? The goal is to work on your explosive movement, so attacking that ball, okay? Shooting your hands out to the ball, making sure you're in good form, and really just reps, lots and lots and lots of reps. All right, so let's play this. I'll put the sound on too so you can hear her. Hear that penny stick go. Okay, so she's got tennis balls. All right, so see how she's exploding at that ball? we'll listen to my commentary too. Okay, so head behind it. First of all, look at how loaded Lydia's quads are. This kid's a freshman. She is jacked, absolutely jacked. So it helps her, again, explode to that ball. So as she's stepping, and again, you guys have all, hopefully have all done this drill with in some sort of way with either your stick, your regular stick, a penny shaft, a field player stick, whatever you're doing, make it harder on yourself. Do it with a penny stick, do it with a smaller shaft, do it with a ping pong ball. Okay, and you'll see that too. But what we're really focused on here is how much she's exploding at that ball. Okay, ready position, exploding at it. Obviously, I went out of frame because I just set up the camera. Okay, but that back foot always goes with her. She ends in that nice balanced form. And again, she's being resisted here and we're going forward. So after we do this, we do it assisted and then we do it neutral. So 20 saves assisted, 20 saves resisted, and then 20 saves neutral. And then we'll move on to another drill. Okay.
And folks are asking if you can just use like resistance bands. I don't know what that band is she's using, but yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what I would say, I was going to say that. So let's see. Not everybody, again, is going to have a Vertimax, but we can all find these on Amazon. You can get a pack of them. We, again, are lucky enough to have little things in the wall that we can attach this to. A fence post, the goal, a field goal post. Okay, that's a huge one. Just resistance steps like this is part of we have an indie goalie warm up. So like I said, we had 4 goalies this year. COVID year, things were crazy, right? So there were a lot of times that I couldn't even pay attention to my goalies for the first 15, 20 minutes. So they kind of had their own warm up. Part of their warm up was resistance band on the cage in their ready position, just working on their steps, just to get their feet kind of firing out. We'll watch 1 or 2 more here. Okay. Again, see how she attacks that ball, her head's behind it. I don't care if it's low. Okay. She goes and gets that ball. And again, ending balance. Super, super, super important. Look at how she gets so mad. That's what I love about it. Okay. So that's one of them. Now, if you're ever on your own, you want to do some goalie training, ladders are great. Do them all the time. What I like about ladders for footwork is you can work on it going forward, back, and lateral movement. So it's all those different steps that you all saw when watching the film, how sometimes the goalies have big steps that they're having to turn their hips to go pipe to pipe, seeing the ball from behind, etc. And you can incorporate all of that within ladders. So we're going to spend a lot of time on these ladders. First off, a little ladder routine you can do are single leg hops, kind of like I started with that stick. You go through on your right foot all the way through, then you walk. You don't need to go super fast speed. Like this is for the control. Then you go through with your left foot. So I really enforce on ladders, everything that you do it at least twice, leading with each foot. So just because I'm a righty and I save the ball, I drive with my right hand, it doesn't mean my right foot, even though it's dominant, should be quicker than my left. As a goalie, we want both feet to be explosive, the same amount of speed. And so you may notice that if you're doing those single leg hops by yourself, that if you're right foot dominant, maybe your left foot's a little weaker. So definitely hone in on that and take those extra reps with that left foot or the non-dominant foot so that they are on the same page. All right, so that's how you do single leg hops with your left or right. Because as a goalie, when you're going to make the save, sometimes you're exploding with your right or your left. It's not set in stone how many times you'll be stepping with your right or left foot in a game. So you gotta have both of those being your strength. Next thing that I love doing with ladders is some in and out, like this.
Same thing, I led with my right foot, now I'm gonna lead with my left foot. And if you do feel that one foot is weaker than the other, when you're doing these drills, really focus on that weaker foot when it's the leading foot. Really think about wanting to get it up and out of the ground as quick as possible. Oh boy. All right, that's in and out. A good one. And then, there's also the 2 feet in each. There's a whole bunch of water stuff, so I'm kind of just gonna quickly run through it so you're not having to watch me 20 minutes of water routine. Next one, icky shuffle. Also great to be able to do it backwards. You'll get comfortable with that movement as well. Then you have your.
Caylee, can we get a super slow demo of that one? Because I think a lot of folks want to see that footwork super slow, the icky shuffle.
Yeah, absolutely. So the icky shuffle, you start with 1 foot in the box, 1 foot outside the box. The foot that's outside the box comes in, the other foot goes out, and then you drive up. In, out, driving up, in, out, drive up, in, out, drive up, in, out, drive up.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, right here. All right.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one moving and shifting my hips forward while, you know, bringing my feet up. And it's kind of glitchy right now, but at the same time, my hands are in a throwing position and ready to go at any given time. And, you know, working on moving my feet and my hand up in that cradle. Because as goalies, I make sure that my goalies, when they move up and down the field, that they always have their hand in a ready position to throw the ball. Because even when it comes to, you know, throwing a dodge or whatever, having our hands in a ready to throw position allows us to escape trouble at any time.
Yeah. You know what I love about this too is it's just like doing something with your hands while you're also doing something with your feet. Like, to me, that's a huge part of footwork. Is it kind of goes back to what you said at the beginning. Like, when you're walking down the street, like, you're not exactly thinking about your feet moving. You're able to catch something when someone throws it at you. And that's exactly what we have to be as lacrosse goalies, is like be able to move our hands and feet and sync really without thinking about either. So I love how you kind of always incorporate something, whether it's holding the stick, whether it's cradling, into these footwork drills. I think that's genius.
Yeah. First of all,